All right, welcome back. We were going to talk now a little bit more about Donald Trump, of course, and following up on some comments made on a lot of the Sunday talk shows this past weekend. We want to welcome in Michael Warren, staff writer for the Weekly Standard. Michael, it's good to have you with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, we're going to play a clip there from one of your colleagues, Bill Kristol there. Let's go ahead and take a listen to it. I'm hearing it's ready now. Let's take a listen.
They set up a situation where who's going to dominate that debate? I suspect Donald Trump. And you know what? I sort of think it serves the others right. And it puts more pressure on Jeb Bush and Scott Walker and Marco Rubio, people I like and respect, to have something to say. Because if they get up there and are platitudinous politicians, they're going to look pale compared to Donald Trump.
All right, Michael, let's talk a little bit more about this, because I think Bill Kristol is right to a certain extent, because we had this Tea Party upwelling in 2010, and that was really a response to the Bush presidency, not so much to what President Obama was doing per se, but that was kind of, tamped down a little bit by the Republican establishment, but it's boiling back up over now, thanks in part to Donald Trump really striking a nerve with these folks. And you think, and do you agree with Kristol, if he is to get up on that debate stage with the likes of Rubio and Jeb Bush, he will dominate those debates?
Yeah, I agree with Bill, and not just because he's my boss, but I think he's right on this. I mean, let's just look at the coverage of Donald Trump over the last week or so. It's been wall to wall. Everybody knows that Donald Trump is a guy who can get a lot of publicity and a lot of attention to what he says. And again, I think I sort of look at this maybe from more of the positive perspective, that Republican candidates have an opportunity here to really sort of set themselves apart from the rest of the field and from Donald Trump. Donald Trump is going to do what Donald Trump does, but the Republican candidates can't just hope to skate by in this primary and in the general election, I think, with sort of being milquetoasts and sort of just going with whatever the Republican line has always been. They've got to do something a little more out there, a little bolder. Donald Trump is maybe not the guy to lead the way on that, but he is sort of revealing that if you are bold, if you do something out of the box, you can get attention and get votes.
Yeah, just imagine if a quote-unquote real politician was actually the person saying these things. And we just showed that tweet coming from Rupert Murdoch, the Fox News boss, and well, much more than that, saying that Donald Trump is wrong. And, when you think about the so-called establishment media, I mean, Fox News is part of that now. And this is what I think Donald Trump is tapping into, is kind of the anger and lack of trust in even Fox News now to present really a fair debate here when it comes to outsiders like Donald Trump.
Yeah, and look, let's think about this. Donald Trump says things that they're not always connected to the truth or to reality, but he also knows what he's doing, I think. And I think he knows how to get people to pay attention to him. Take this whole thing with the sanctuary cities, where he's making a big deal out of this. Now, we can all debate about whether or not his language is appropriate or whether he even has his facts right. But imagine instead if someone like, I don't know, Marco Rubio or Scott Walker or Jeb Bush had jumped on this sanctuary city issue right after this happened. I mean, I think people are actually outraged about this. And instead, they sort of stood by and let somewhat of a clown like Trump take the issue away from them. I think it really ends up hurting these Republican candidates. They've got to realize that these issues aren't just going to sort of wait around, and people aren't just going to vote for these people because they're the guys. Right. They've really got to be proactive, and that's the lesson that Trump, I think, gives.
Right, and we know that you talk about this in your column. The media doesn't seem too particularly interested right now in Republican primary debates. You write more about this, and I encourage folks to go check that out in your column, but would definitely probably get more interest if Donald Trump is confirmed as one of the contestants in that first debate. Mike Warren, good talk to you. We'll have you back very soon. We'll continue our discussion here on Newsmax Now right after this.